Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode on collocations. Topic number 25 Risks and Safety. Now, let's look at the useful phrases that you can use to talk about this topic. Now, if you want to talk about doing something that may be dangerous, you can say take a risk or run a risk. If you try to stay safe, you can say avoid dangers or minimize risks. If you act carefully, you can say you follow safety rules or you wear protective gear. If you experience harm, you can say you get injured, you hurt yourself, or you are in danger. When you want to talk about the evaluation of dangers or the handling of dangers, you can say assess the risk, you manage the risk, or you are cautious. If you act unsafely, you can say you break the rules, you ignore warnings. If you want to prevent accidents, you can take precautions, you can play it safe. If you want to talk about the outcomes of unsafe actions, you can say you face consequences or you suffer injuries. If you want to say that you can be affected by something dangerous, you can say you are exposed to something or you are vulnerable to something. In order to protect people or places from danger, you can say ensure safety or improve security. Now, let's look at the next part. We talk about the types, the situations, and the tools to use to protect yourself from dangers. 1. Risk, danger, threat, hazard, emergency. Those are the possible harms that you may suffer. When, when you want to talk about prevention, you can say safety, security, protection, and precaution. When you want to talk about the results of dangers, you can say injury, accident, incident, harm, and loss. When you want to talk about the equipment, you can say safety equipment, helmets, seat belts, fire extinguishers. When you want to talk about something that keep you away from dangers, you can refer to warning signs, labels, instructions, or barriers. When you talk about safety procedures, words like fire drill, escape plan, and first aid kit are useful. 7. When you talk about the types of danger, that can be occupational hazards, public safety, or health risks. When you talk about the causes of danger, you can say natural disasters, crime, risky behavior, or recklessness. Now, the next part is about the adjectives to describe risk and safety. So, if you want to talk about a situation, you can say dangerous, risky, hazardous, life threatening, or high risk. About behavior, you can say reckless behavior, irresponsible behavior, unpredictable, or unsafe behavior. When you want to talk about the risk, the different types of risks, you can say potential risk, hidden risk, sudden risk, serious risk, or long-term risk. Now let's move on to being safe. When you want to talk about something safe, such as a plan or an approach, you can say a safe plan, a secure plan, protected, cautious, risk-free, or well-prepared. You can use it for a plan or an approach. When you talk about a situation, a plan, or a group of people or a team, you can say low risk, preventable, emergency ready, safety cautious. When you talk about a system or equipment, you can say reliable, responsible, insured, well maintained. Now, let's round off with the final part, expressions and idioms. Number one, we have a saying, better safe than sorry. This is the advice to give people when um, they want to do something dangerous and you advise them against doing it. Number two, take a leap in take a leap of faith. It is when somebody take a big risk. When you take life into your own hands, it means you do something dangerous. When you are on the safe side, you take extra precautions. When you are in harm's way, you are in a dangerous situation. When you throw caution to the wind, you take a bold risk and you seem to ignore advice against risks or dangers. 7. A calculated risk is a planned and a thought out risk. Number 8. When you are walking on thin ice, it is when you are in a risky situation. Number 9. Safety first is something that you see people advise each other when they have to consider safety as the most important thing. Thank you for listening. Hope that this video can help you with the discussion of this topic. Thank you.